folks, a happy Friday to you. Hope you had a good week. If you didn't watch the video from Tuesday, I encourage you to do so. It's a nice simple recipe for a Waldorf salad, so you can go back and check that out. And maybe mix up a bowl and you can sit and eat it while you watch this. There you go. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at some automotive history and combined with American history. And that comes at the request of Johnny from Jeep Things Outdoors, who said he enjoys automotive history. And it's also the history of a song. And so the second shout out goes to Tis Lisa, who is a lovely young Irish lady who does singing videos and some lives occasionally as well, and a few other things, but mostly singing, and has a beautiful voice, so I encourage you to go and check out Tis Lisa. What does Johnny do? Well, Johnny does some automotive repair videos, he does prepping videos, he does camping and outdoor videos, and has a lovely collection of knives and things, and a beautiful wife and family, and just encourage you to go give him some love as well. So that's Tis Lisa and Jeep Things Outdoors. So check those two channels out and give them a little bit of loving, okay? You can tell them Ian sent you. And that way, if they don't like you, then they'll blame me, right? I can't see why they wouldn't like you, though, so there you go. If you're planning to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City is mighty pretty. You'll see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico. Don't forget Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Bosco, Kingsman, San Bernardino. If you get hip to this timely tip, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Well, not the best version of that song ever sung, but you get the idea. Anyway, my favorite version of Route 66 was sung by Nat King Cole. So if you want to hear a really good version of that, sung properly, you can probably Google Nat King Cole Route 66. And you can hear it as it was meant to be sung. Alrighty, let's get to our history today. Today's a little bit longer, so I sit back, get comfy, and settle in. So this story is about a gentleman who you may or may not have heard of. He was a movie star, and his name is Bobby Troup. That's T-R-O-U-P, Bobby Troup. And he was a singer, songwriter, and actor. And I'm reading this from his perspective, so don't think I'm Bobby Troup, because I'm not. There we go. My full name is Robert William Troup, Jr. I was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. My father was an excellent pianist, but I was not a very good pupil, and he gave up on me. He died when I was in high school, never knowing I had taught myself how to play. I was educated at the Wheaton School of the University of Pennsylvania. In college, I was in the dancing chorus of Mask and Wig Club. I wrote songs including Daddy. It was recorded by Sammy Kaye and became #1 on his hit parade for weeks. That got me my start in the music business. I graduated in 1941 and went to work for my favorite of the big band leaders, Tommy Dorsey. I was frightened when I auditioned for him, but I got the job as music arranger and songwriter. I worked for $75 a week until Pearl Harbor Day, when I reported to the Marine Corps. I was in the Pacific Theater and ended up a captain. I served from 1942 until 1946. After the Second World War, I came home to pursue my musical career. The family had music stores in Lancaster and Harrisburg that I could have gone into, but I told my mother that I had to find out if I had any talent, and there were only two places for a songwriter to go, New York or Los Angeles. I picked LA. I was really determined to go out to Hollywood and make it as a songwriter. My wife at the time was named Cynthia, and we left our two little girls with my mother. She was going to bring them out later on the Super Chief. My mother was crying when we took off in our green 1941 Buick convertible. We were out on the Pennsylvania Turnpike headed west when we stopped to eat at a Howard Johnson's. Cynthia was studying the road map, and she said to me, "Why don't you write a song about Route 40? I told her that was really kind of silly because pretty soon we were going to be picking up Route 66. So we went on, and later, out of St. Louis, she leaned over to me and whispered, kind of hesitantly because of my put down of her first suggestion, "Get your kicks on Route 66. I said, "God, what a marvelous idea for a song. That was a great title." I had a ruler, and I got it out and measured the distances and looked at the scale on the map. Figured out it was more than 2,000 miles from Chicago to LA. So I started putting the song together in the car. It ended up kind of a musical map of the highway. We stopped and saw the Maramee Caverns. We stopped at Claremore, Oklahoma. We saw the Will Rogers Memorial. We hit a big snowstorm near Amarillo that was really very frightening. I got my hair cut in one of those little western towns, and we crossed the desert and mountains. It was a fascinating trip for us. When we arrived in Los Angeles, I worked on the song some more, and after about 5 or 6 days, I was able to get in and see my real idol, the great Nat King Cole. I played some of my music for him, then told him I had another song I was just writing. It wasn't quite finished. He said he'd like to hear it. And so I played Get Your Kicks on Route 66. He loved it. He said it was great, and he wanted to record it right away. I finished the song, and he did just that. On the basis of that song, I was able to go out and buy a house and stay in California. It became a big hit. I never realized that when I was putting it together, I was writing about the most famous highway in the world. I just thought I was writing about a road, not a legend. Nat recorded the song, and then over the years, everyone else did too. My only disappointment came when they put together the television series, Route 66. My publisher told me they'd more than likely use my song as the theme, but they didn't. They had Nelson Riddle write the music so they wouldn't have to pay me royalties. I went on to write other songs. I became an actor and appeared in movies and different television series. Cynthia and I divorced, and now I'm married to Julie London, the singer and actress, and we live quietly in Encino, California. But you know, I still get asked all the time about that song, and years after I wrote it, I'd run into Nat King Cole and he'd tell me the same thing, that out of all his music, out of all the many tunes he recorded, the song that was more requested than any other was Get Your Kicks on Route 66. That always makes me feel good. So there you have the story behind Route 66. If Bobby Troup had not decided to go to LA to pursue his career but stay in New York, that song would never have been born. And if his wife Cynthia hadn't been a quick thinker and brave enough to try a second time and whisper Get Your Kicks on Route 66 to Bobby, the song might not have been written either. So there you have it, the story behind Get Your Kicks on Route 66. And like I say, if you want to hear a really, truly good version of that, Google Nat King Cole's version and have a listen. Just totally, totally love it. I actually have it on an old 78 that I listen to once in a while. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now, the moment you've all been dreading or looking forward to, depending on your your outtake on things, is the Groaner of the Week. Da-da-da. Well, Mr. Smith left his office at 5 o'clock, as he always did, to walk home. And he was strolling along the sidewalk and past people he knew, and they go, "Hi, John," and "Oh, hi, Fred," "Hi, George," "Hi, Sally," "Hi, Susan," and on it went. And he was nearing an intersection. He heard some horrible noise, kind of a grinding, squealing, just gross noise, and he looked over his shoulder, and here was this old clunker of a car coming down the road at high speed, and sparks flying off it, and squeals and screeches coming out of it, and right into the intersection, and T-boned a truck that was crossing the opposite direction. And just a huge mess. So John had witnessed this entire schmoz. And being the good citizen he was, he thought, I better stay here because I saw the whole thing and I can tell the police what happened. Well, a short time later, the police showed up, and they're looking over the scene, and one of the police officers yells, "Did anybody here witness this?" And of course, Mr. Smith raises his hand and says, "Me, I saw the whole thing. I'd be happy to give you a statement." So the police officer comes over and says, "Well, thank you. He says, "So what's your name?" "John Smith." "Okay, buddy, cut out the comedy. I'm not in the mood for this. I've had a bad day, so just, quit being a wise guy. What's your name?" "Well, it's John Smith." "Are you not listening to me? If you start giving me any more grief, I'm going to arrest you and charge you with interfering with an officer in the line of duty and hindering an investigation. Now, what is your name?" "Oh, all right, you got me," he said. "My name is Winston Churchill." The police officer says, "Well, that's more like it. You can't fool me with that Smith stuff." Enjoy your weekend, folks, and try not to let that make you lose any sleep. And have a great weekend. Be with you on Tuesday when we whip up something delicious to eat. And until then, stay safe, take care, and God bless. Alrighty, for those of you who have watched the video to this point and haven't signed off too soon, we are having a giveaway, and that's what this section of the video is about. If you watched Wednesday's teaser, then you've been expecting this to come up, and may have been wondering why nothing has happened until now. But anyway, here we go. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to give you 4 questions, and all of the people who answer the 4 questions correctly in the comment section of this video will have their names entered into a draw. And on Monday, I will have a special video where I will draw the lucky winner from amongst those people. And the package is all ready to mail. I just need to put your name and address on it. So anyway, if you're the winner, then on Monday's video, I'll get you to email me your address so I can pop it in the mail to you. But anyway, here we go. Here are the 4 questions you need to answer to be amongst the possible winners. Question number 1. On what year was the first transcontinental, also known as Bunyan Derby, held across Route 66 in the United States? So what year was the Bunyan Derby, the first annual transcontinental foot race, it was a foot race, held on Route 66? Question number 2. What was the name of the man who was behind it and the sponsor of it? Question number 3. Who won that race? Who was the winner? And question number 4, in the TV series Route 66, what was the name of the actor who played the part of Todd Stiles? Okay, so those are the 4 questions. What year was the race held? Who sponsored it? Who won it? And in the TV series Route 66, who played Todd Stiles? So there you have it. So be watching, put your answers in the comment section below, and then be watching Monday evening for the video when the winner will be announced. So good luck to you all, and I know some of you are going to be saying Siri, or Alexa, or maybe, okay, Google, or maybe just going to Google itself, but that's okay. However you come up with the answers, just as long as you have the right ones, you'll be entered in the draw. So hope you enjoy doing this, and my package is ready to mail out. Just needs the address to go on it. So Monday I'll ask you, if you're the winner, I'll ask you to email me your snail mail address. That's a long one to get out, and we'll get it off to you. Until then, enjoy your weekend, stay safe, take care, and God bless.